Good morning. Today is Monday, July 23rd, 2018. You're watching the Daily Mix TV by hillSTORY Marketing. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. So the board of Papa John's issued a rather lengthy and pretty in-depth statement late yesterday. They've approved a poison pill plan to prevent founder John Schnatter from gaining a controlling interest. The pizza chain is trying to distance itself from their former chairman, who resigned earlier this month after using a racial slur. Now, Schnatter remains a director and does own a 29% stake in the company and says he regrets resigning. You know, we've talked about this for the last week, and honestly, I've seen soap operas that have more consistency and, frankly, more common sense than what's going on here. Now, let's talk about this poison pill. The board adopted a limited duration stockholder rights plan that would become exercisable if an investor acquired 15% or more of Papa John's shares without approval of the directors. Now, this is all according to that statement late yesterday. It also declared a dividend distribution of one right for each outstanding share. Now, the rights plan is intended to, quote, protect the interest of the company and its stockholders by reducing the likelihood that any person or group gains control of Papa John's through open market accumulation or other tactics without paying an appropriate control premium, end quote. You know, in situations like this, deploying an effective crisis communication strategy is essential, and it's something that Papa John's has failed to do so far. So, as an example, you know, Schnatter came out swinging after the landslide of negativity against him for using the N-word. He admitted he did it. He apologized for it. Then he resigned. But the reality is that he's now accused the board of pandering because they didn't do an investigation into their then agency Laundry Service, who Schnatter is now accused of trying to extort money from them. He's accused them of pushing him, into using the N-word, all of those things. So it's interesting to see from a agency client perspective what's gone on. I'm going to be curious to see if the truth really comes out in this situation. But you know, the board has tried to stem the tide of negative news, but they've been unsuccessful to date. Instead of a strategy, they keep coming back with a whack-a-mole push. So you remember when you were a kid, you went to a carnival, you hit whack-a-mole, right? Every time the mole popped up, you whacked it with a mallet. In this case, the board is just whacking Schnatter with a mallet every time he opens his mouth. That's not getting out ahead of this. That isn't going to fix this problem. So I really do hope that they address this before it's too late, and frankly, their stock plummets. It's an interesting time to be in the automotive sector, to say the very least. First, Ford announces they're killing all but one, maybe two sedan format vehicles to concentrate on trucks and SUVs. Then you had last year the situation with Volkswagen and the record fine that they have to pay because of their fraudulent act with respect to their diesel engines. Well, now word comes down that Fiat-Chrysler and Ferrari CEO Sergio Marchionne has been forced to leave his post early due to complications from surgery. Marchionne, who turned Fiat around in 2004 when he became chairman and engineered both the Chrysler merger and the Ferrari spinoff, was scheduled to step down in April of 2019. So Jeep brand's head Mike Manley has been named CEO of Fiat-Chrysler, while Philip Morris veteran Louis Camilleri is going to take the leadership position at Ferrari. Now, needless to say, Marchionne did the unthinkable by breathing new life into a brand that was once known as Fix It Again Tony to anyone who grew up before 1985. That's the reason why Fiat exited from the U.S. market until Marchionne brought them back in the last decade. Now, you'll recall Fix It Again Tony was a pop culture joke. It was part of the lexicon because Fiat was so bad back then, at least the U.S. version was. Now, in the last decade, Marchionne brought it back to the U.S. He saddled it up with Chrysler's distribution, opened their own showrooms, and even launched a new ad campaign with J-Lo. Remember Jenny from the Block? Yeah. So it was interesting to see now with everything that's going on with all of the automotive manufacturers being concerned about the trade war, this has added pressure for Fiat-Chrysler. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as well as what the competition like General Motors does. But we'll keep an eye on it for you and circle back when there's more news. Now, you guys know how much I love innovation and flavor extensions. And one of the biggest purveyors of that is Lay's. And they're back with a serious punch of flavor, folks. The brand, which is part of PepsiCo's Frito Lay division, will be releasing 8 new flavors inspired by regions of the United States at the end of this month. So, quote, Lay's knows how significant local cuisine is to Americans. From fried pickles with ranch in the Midwest to deep dish pizza in the heartland or Cajun spice in the Central Gulf, we wanted to honor the beloved flavors that remind our fans of home by making Tastes of America our biggest flavor launch yet. We couldn't think of a better time of year to bring these flavors to our fans because between barbecues, food festivals, and outdoor fun, summertime truly is the most flavorful time of year. That's according to Sarah Guzman, who's the senior marketing director at Lay's. So to celebrate the flavors, they are launching this Taste of America tour. So Lay's will pop up at hometown food festivals across the country alongside internet personality, comedian, and author Hannah Hart. Hannah had this to say, quote, I have had the privilege of being able to travel coast to coast in search of the best local dishes. And that experience has proven to me how important local flavor is to Americans. That's why I'm excited to partner with Lay's to celebrate the tastes that make each region of the country so unique. I've seen firsthand how proud people can be of their hometown ingredients that have been used for generations. And I'm looking forward to hit the road with Lay's to connect with locals firsthand and celebrate their flavors. You know, these 8 new flavors, which you can see on your screen, as well as the local food festival they'll be featured at, alongside when Hannah Hart will appear, includes Cajun spice, chili con queso, Chesapeake Bay crab spice, deep dish pizza, fried pickles with ranch, New England lobster, pimento cheese, and of course, Thai sweet chili. Now, in addition to these 8 new flavors, Lay's also will be bringing back several flavors from previous programs, like Wavy West truffle fries in the West, ketchup in the Northeast, and wavy fried green tomato in the Southeast. A variety pack with the full collection of flavors will be available on the company's website starting July 30. So for Lay's, this is a brilliant strategy. Anytime you can tap into a localized DNA as a marketer with a limited edition product, you're going to get a major sales spike. It's just going to happen, period, end of story. Where I have a challenge on this is the consistency. So you're doing it at the back half of the summer. My gut tells me that should have been done at the top of the summer and elongated out for the 8 to 12 weeks. I have to be honest with you guys. I actually prefer Wise potato chips to Lay's. In terms of flavors, I prefer Lay's. So this is going to be interesting to see how these taste. I'll report back once I've had a sample. In closing, I got to tell you guys, what's going on at Duane Reade is simply a crime. The fact that they have such a lock on this city and are completely blowing it shows New Yorkers exactly what parent company Walgreens really feels about them. The fact that district managers don't bother to manage their store general managers properly continues to puzzle me, especially since sales are down, aisles look like blocks of Swiss cheese with more holes in it and product missing. The stores in general are just dirty. Not to mention a severe lack of appropriate customer service at stores like the one between 37th and 38th Streets in Manhattan on 10th Avenue, and the one on the corner of 57th and Broadway right here, also in Manhattan. If they don't clean up their act soon and get it together, Duane Reade will become today's Love's Pharmacy, which was a wildly popular local chain in the 80s. I hope you guys get your act together. My name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the CEO of hillSTORY Marketing. I'm also the editor-in-chief of the Daily Mix TV. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow on Tuesday.